All right, I'm welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Tuesday, May 28, 2024. If you've not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Again, don't forget to take advantage of the flash sale. It's been going on for a few more weeks. Site-wide, everything on sale. Awesome deals there. By the way, I was just doing this video. I made a mistake and I had to re-record it. So glad I'm doing that because I was just talking about the Qs levels, but I made a mistake on here, and now we're above that. So what I was saying was the triple Qs here, your resistance here is 459, 459.50, and we just popped above that. So we'll talk about that in a second, but interesting stuff. Although I hope everyone had a good holiday weekend. Short week here, and again, volume very, very light. It is a little bit of a hangover day. Again, it feels like every day we've got a record for light volume. 31.2, and that's 3 minutes after the close too. So that's even with those last blocks going off there. Very, very light. And I expect this to kind of continue throughout the summertime. As long as we consolidate sideways, we're getting close, right? So you've got that 20 period. It's catching up to price now. So we're close to getting ready to go. Will we go tomorrow? I don't think so, because PCE is on Thursday. Today's Tuesday, short week. So it's likely the market just kind of pauses, unless they just want to just shaft them and just go for it, which is possible. It could happen. And then we'll just, maybe we dip on PCE and then it just takes us back up. That's certainly possible. But either way, the big level here, big line in the sand, I talked about this morning, 53.25. Put everything else aside, just look at that level. That's all you really need to watch. You might say, well, what about this pivot high? Well, yeah, but this is the level that got defended, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. And this is the level it backed off of with a lower high too. Once you get above this, they'll just run that over, I think. So I wouldn't expect them to offer much resistance there. I would say if we do get up there and we break this and we can't close above it, that would be a little minor red flag. But they should run that over as soon as we get above 53.25. We've hit 52, 80, 85 today again for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the last 8 days. Below that, 65, and that is kind of the max move to the downside that you'd that bulls would want to see. It doesn't mean that that would make me bearish. Maybe just in the short term, but the best bull case is just staying above this area, staying inside of this lane here, and then just pushing up when it's ready. And I think that is the likely scenario here. Very, very much tech led today and lately, right? Notice how SPX, tight upright bull flag, and the Qs are just kind of grinding up. So it's like the Qs aren't even waiting here really, and they're not really even overbought. I'd prefer the 20 MA to catch up to price a little bit better, but it's still parallel to price, so it's fine. Obviously, Nvidia doing a lot of the heavy lifting. 1, 2, 3 days up and up big, and it's not really helping the SPX out. That would be like my only minor concern here is if this corrects at some point, will that take the SPX down a lot? Unless other sectors get off their butts and start, bidding up here, which I think will happen. One thing I will say about Nvidia, this is getting I would dare say we could be looking at a blow off move here in the near term, like an actual blow off. I don't mean we're going to go correct for a month. I mean I think this is getting to the point where we could see a bigger top in this. And I know there's been a lot of people trying to call tops in this and that, but just from what I'm seeing here, I mean, I know they said, well, it consolidated. Yeah, but it's a $2.8 trillion stock now, and it was 200 billion 12 months ago, 12, 15 months ago. For it to be moving 10% in a day like this with all call options that are moving it too. Dark pool's very active as well. That's kind of a red flag. And then you just get some of these things too. Like a member just sent me this. It's just, you can't make this, that's the high end of the price target. So hold on, let's do the math here. 5,000 divided by 1150 says 4.34 times 2.8 trillion. So your price target for your market cap target for Nvidia is 12 trillion, 12.17 trillion. In other words, it's 30% of the entire market cap of the entire stock market by itself. Like, this is funny. These people, you can just make this stuff up without even. I mean, it just we're in that territory now. So, but yeah, Nvidia is the star, and it's holding the market up. And not to say that there aren't other areas that are rallying, but if this does, I mean, if it just pulls back to 900, something else is going to have to rally, otherwise the market will come down. But incredible move here for Nvidia. IWM here today, fractionally lower, nothing terrible. It came nicely off the lows by the end of the day. Here's why it was lower though, and that is because the 2-year, well, all bonds were down today and yields are up. This looks like it wants to go higher. So this could be the only thing that I can see that throws water on this rally. The problem is we're going into a very strong period here, from what I can see. And I think the bears like to have any sort of window here. They've got like 3 days before we go into a pretty strong period from what I have penciled in. I will say yields though, 30-year finally confirmed the 10-year with that close above that breakdown bar high. This looks like it wants 4.75, 4.8. 10s, 4.7. 5s, we'll say 4.7 as well, and then 2s. You got to get above this hump here, but you start getting above that, that could get problematic. So there's your Fed funds up there. So that could be problematic for the Fed, but we've seen the market ignore it as long as they're rising in a controlled manner. But we'll see. So that could be one thing that could throw cold water on the rally. Dow here, that finally caught a bit off the lows today. I actually like this level. Not so much 385. Let me use the YM. This is what yeah, there we go. Dow futures. Take a look here. This has had a pretty good decline. And we actually day traded this in the trading room. We're actually holding on to this right now. But right into that pivot. Breakout, 50% fib, and it's getting bid. So I would expect the Dow to actually get a bid tomorrow off that level. If it doesn't, then 38.5 on the futures. Yeah, right to that 618 we'll probably go to. But yeah, Dow caught a bit off the lows here, and it has underperformed. Again, I don't care if the Dow underperforms, as long as the Russell and the Nasdaq are outperforming. That's all that matters. SMH here up 2.25, new all-time high, new closing high. Same thing with the SOX. So much for double top there. IGV, again, similar look as the Dow, right into that breakout area. And I think there's a fib. I think the 50% is like right here. But either way, right into that area, and it got a bid. So we'll see if that can get going. Transport's still the weakest, or one of the weakest sectors. Down a little over 0.5% here. Just not a good chart, really, any way you look at it. XHB here, that was outside down as well. So back below that channel here, it's definitely on the weaker side right now. Again, big picture, nothing terrible on the weekly. This can still kind of just consolidate that big move, but definitely the daily on the weaker side here, and definitely underperforming here. VNQ, again, I would say maybe this could get a bid at 81. That's kind of it, though. And I wouldn't recommend doing it. So VNQ definitely weak. XLF on the softer side today. So coming in off double top, down 46 cents. KRE down as well, but again holding on to that prior level. And then KBE, again softer as well, but held on to Thursday's low and the 50 MA. This is still good on the weekly. Broker dealers down as well, but no problems with that. Oil had a nice day today. Good rally for oil, and it closed above $80. So finally oil getting going here. Perhaps rates helping out with that. You can actually see kind of, a fairly similar pattern there, right? Kind of that scooping down over the last couple of weeks. Bear flag, and then the bear flag kind of failing there on the 30-year. And similar kind of look on oil. Not perfect, but similar. So good move there for oil. Again, it can still go to 81, 82. And then we'll see from there. So never broke down. If this puts in a lower high, though, it can. But oil holding up, good bid there for oil. XLE up 94 cents today, so up 1%. Looking a lot better than how it looked on Thursday, Friday. We'll see what it does here. Again, I'm just kind of neutral on these energy plays right now. I'd like to get them a little cheaper, honestly. OAH and XOP with possible higher lows. CCJ having a good day, up $1.14. That still looks just fine. There's no issues with any of these uranium plays right now. So trend is up. They look good. Nat gas, we're going to get a roll on M, I think, tomorrow. So we're going to use N. And if I can type it in right, there we go. Again, we went right up to that level. I'd be interested in this around 260. You got the 50%. There's a 618 down there at the 252. The 20 MA. If we get in there in a straight line, that could give you a quick bounce. Again, into that first week or so of June, though, that's kind of seasonally, and again, it's not the be all end all. It's not perfect, but usually that's where it starts to top out, and it does it pretty much like clockwork too. So I'd be careful being long nat gas much past June. But we could get one more bounce here and maybe one more thrust up. Dollar index here, not a bad candle. So we're down a little bit earlier, and you got a tail there. So a little bit of a test candle. I think we never closed above that red bar high though. So technically you still have bearish inside bar here. The good news is the weekly still has the bullish inside bar. So dollar is holding up right now and acting fine. Gold got a decent bounce today. This can still just hold up on the weekly and consolidate and then go higher. So no problem with gold. GDX bouncing as well, no problems there. Silver up 5.6. This still wants to go to 35. And then SIL up 3 1/3. Good move there. Platinum holding the 20 MA. Good bid. Really want to see it get above this 1150 area at some point here. That's what's really going to take it to new highs. Then palladium, again, still struggling, but up 1.29%. Nothing terrible there. Copper was all over the map today, but it's holding the 20 MA right now. I talked about this being a possible bounce area. I just didn't love it, and it's getting a bid. I don't know how long it's going to last. I think it needs to continue to weed out sentiment if it's going to go higher. Watching the monthly close on this as well. Do they push it back down, and do we get a lower monthly all-time closing high, or do we close right here, for instance, and have a new fresh monthly all-time closing high? Again, it wouldn't be above that pivot, but it would still be a new closing high on the monthly time frame. Either way, 460s should be support right now on the daily. And then Bitcoin here holding up. Again, bullish inside bar. Nothing happened over the weekend. This looks like it's ready to go as well. So it's still looking for 74.5 to 75 on that. Let me, I'll cover ETH too, because and that's obviously been in the news lately. Yeah, I mean, it's into kind of that 4K handle. It's got to get through that. It probably needs to consolidate and let those moving averages catch up. Otherwise, it's probably not going to get much through that for too long. But anyway, markets here holding up fine. No problems here. Yeah, as long as we're above 50 to 65, I think the market's okay. This is kind of my big line in the sand. You push through that with conviction, and we should start another trend leg up here. I think that happens by the end of this week too. So anyways, guys, going to wrap it up here. You guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. I'll see you guys all tomorrow.